So I bought these cool little plastic tags that I can put on things and they won't fall off like the paper ones. I can check my diagram, see what something is, label it appropriately, like this, because I'll never remember where that goes later. And it goes there. Simples. I've been having a really hard look at how we might package this in the 928. And the first and biggest issue for me is the motor itself. Remember, we're going to roll it over. So we need to get that motor out. Physically, can we fit it in there so it looks okay? That's a good spot for it. Everything else will follow. But the second major issue is wiring loom. If you look here, there are so many modules, and it's all working still at the moment. All the bits we need are still working. Here's our charger. All the cooling, everything works. I was thinking, imagine you're standing at the back of the Porsche now and looking at the back of the Porsche, and all this was there, because the battery's going to be in the front. It's going to take the bulk of the room there, and everything pretty much where it is, except the motor, which does disconnect, is flipped over. But if you could retain all this kind of stuff there, it'd be good. This charger itself is be okay, because you can put that on the side, where the petrol filler was. The thing is, certain things have to be at the front, or probably should be at the front. The condenser and the radiator, probably. I mean, you could put them at the back, but I think we'll be too tight for space with the size of them. And ideally, they'd go at the front. There's a perfect space for them, and that's where they really belong. So that means you've got to run long connections to the front.
Like MR2s are a good example. On those Toyotas, they had big, long front radiator rear engine. And same with the AC, just long lines. Maybe the tunnel.
Oh yeah, you can certainly, there's room to put them down. Can the pump handle, like the water pump, the coolant pump handle that extra volume of coolant? I mean, the extra volume of coolant is good because it's got extra cooling capacity for a start.
We can add a pump at the front, which will help push it around as well.
Then you look at, from the electrical side, there's only one giant connection through into the cabin, and that's here, this guy here. And you think, well, that goes to the body control module and the second fuse box, and it's really important.
Yes.
And if you look here, all this stuff could pretty much go in the boot. Now come around and open the driver's door and have a look in the cabin. Now if you look in here and look at the incredible job. I know, there are only 2 bolts holding this seat, so don't rock it too much.
That's all we need.
All the rear loom, I reckon it's virtually all superfluous. I've pulled all that out of the back, so the rear radar, the rear camera, the latch release, all the locking mechanisms out of the rear doors, it's all gone, and it works just with it sitting on the floor there.
That's good.
So in theory you could probably just snip that.
Yeah.
We're not going to.
Is there any earths disconnected?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
I've marked the earths.
And then, there they are, so they're not even connected and still happy.
Yeah. Now the thing is, coming through the firewall there, behind here is that massive cable, and it's split straight away all over the place.
Yes.
Now, for this all to work, this also has to be pretty much where it is. So what I'm thinking is that giant cable will be coming through from the back of the car, not from the front.
Yep.
It just needs to be lengthened, and I'm probably just going to have to go
snip,
and just lengthen it. It just looks daunting because you see a cable this big full of wires and you think, I really don't want to cut that.
If everyone is different to the next one.
They are. They're all colour coded. But why can't that go from the back of the Porsche?
Yeah, you're right.
To here, and that way all this stuff, all these connections for the air conditioning, for the entertainment module, for this thing here, the pedestrian alert modules under your seat, all that stuff. This is called the gateway, this one here. But I think that'll actually work. So I guess next step, you see how I've loosened the dash off here. If I take this steel off, then the steering wheel will fall and we won't be able to steer it. I've already disconnected the power steering, but we can still drive the car. So I think next step is probably I need to take this out to get all this air conditioning and heater out, which means degassing it first, and then I put it back in so we can drive the car.
Sure. It truly will be Flintstone. So it's good to see the front motor getting exposed, because the first job I think will be motor. Everything can be fitted, but the motor's, the subframe's not negotiable.
Well, if we want to drop out the motor, we need access, so I need to remove all the bits attached to it. Sometimes one little connector can defeat you for 10 minutes, and this one did. You don't want to break it. This little bugger just took me ages to get off. Just got to take your time. I wonder how much I have to take away before the car actually stops driving. So yep, despite all that, the car's still driving. Let's see how long we can keep it going. We won't drive it far, but at least you can see, despite having 2 cooling systems removed, whole lot of stuff not connected, still goes. Indestructible, these Chinese cars. Anyway, all it's got to do is get me down to the workshop and get on the hoist. Now I've drained all the coolants, I know some of you are getting anxious for my safety, but don't fret. No, it's not going to burst into flames. You might have been watching the wrong YouTube channels. It won't even get slightly warm. Just put the bonnet up because it makes a good shot. There we are. Sure. Say, good engine. I didn't think we'd have time for this today, but
We'll get it out.
yeah. Well, it's very ambitious of you. But
It's probably the biggest issue. Hopefully the drive shafts aren't rusted into the hubs.
yep.
They can even at low Ks, so and then we'll just sit those back in, just so the bearings don't fall apart.
Right, so this is the big one. Just basically, okay, I'm much happier now. There still could be charging the capacitors, so we still won't be sticking our tongues on anything orange. Okay, no tongues.
Just looking at the metal on the plug.
Yeah. Oh, there's a bit of metal there.
Yeah, see the
Oh,
which
wrong oil.
reasonably clean. You can see it's not too bad.
Okay.
You always get something.
If we're running the motor upside down,
You can see it there.
we might have to change the location of the drain plug with the breather on top. Just swap them over.
That's it.
That's all we have to do.
It's solved. We just sort of crack that. So now, just watch his hand, Stu. I'll just sort of give it a push. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay. Good one.
Just as a little safeguard, we're just looking for voltages anywhere.
Nothing.
Should be nothing because the battery's fully disconnected.
It's been
but-
disconnected for a while as well, so anything, you know.
Oh, this is so much simpler than getting the V8 out of the Porsche. Inverter. Oh, that's it. Easy. Inverter out. Inverter, 12-volt battery, the inverter tray, the charger, and loosen a couple of motor mounts, and presto, she's ready to come out. Now, we don't really need a forklift, but hey, it's a hot day. Why not? We probably need these CVs for the right, because they're the right splines for the motor, and then we just have to somehow combine the shafts. Porsche shaft to there, then MG shaft to the inside bit.
Put some grease on it. Protect it all. Yeah, we know we need these because they might be unique to MG only. And we will tow this thing back to its little home until we need to get some more parts off it.
Mate, you amazed me. You said, you got an hour spare, let's just get the motor out.
Yeah.
And I went, are you sure?
That's far easier than a petrol engine, trust me.
Oh yeah. Well, I know, getting the Porsche motor out.
You don't have things like exhaust where it's notorious seized and issue bolts.
The only hard part will be remembering where everything goes.
That's right. It's more connectors and plugs. And
yeah. Because with the petrol motor, you go, that's a carburettor. It goes on top.
That's it.
You know, whereas with the electric motor, you go, what's this box do?
And then there's a 20-litre drum.
Yep.
It's not even that.
Yep. And yet that produces...
And it's shorter.
What is it? 353 Newton meters of torque.
Crazy.
And we saw it wheel spinning like mad the other day. So
yeah.
Now, folks, we don't normally do beers on the job here, but it's just been one of those days. So today's episode is brought to you by Kilkenny.
Cheers.
Yeah, thank you for today. It was
No
good.
worries.
Motors out. See ya.
Bye-bye.
So the way it was mounted in the MG, was the other way up, but we don't need to worry about that too much now. Suffice to say, the direction of rotation, forward direction is rotating this way, which is correct.
Yep.
So if it's like that, then you put it in drive, we're going that away.
Yep.
Which is good. All right. What are you thinking here? Okay, so this is, as we always thought, this cross member's a problem.
Yeah.
So
you can get a good view through here, the centre of the chassis.
Yeah.
Where the case is and the shafts, but
we've still got a bit of room to come forward.
yeah, we still do. And you look,
we've got a couple of inches there.
yeah, those shafts will actually be, I think, in a good spot. Like,
yeah.
not crazy angles.
Okay.
So at the moment, on the top, once the battery box up there's gone, it's we shouldn't have to cut anywhere near this, which is good. So it's just the floor.
It wouldn't worry me if we went right up to that floor level here.
Yep.
To that level there, because that's fine. So all this is non-structural. That we can lose that, because we're going to build another proper ceiling floor above it.
Yes.
My original brilliant calculations seem to be not too bad. It's really hard to believe that this little thing
Plenty of room around.
that I can lift almost,
Yeah.
complete with gearbox and diff, replaces this 270 kilograms worth of thing, and that's just the motor. How about those springs? Is it going to, where it is now, is it going to clear those? Do they need to be skinnier?
It's going to be close. Once we get, like, we've got another 2 inches we can go forward here. You know, this shaft is actually stopping, so we can come forward a bit more now.
That's not a bad angle at all.
Yeah, it's not at all. It's
because I think it's a little bit too low. You know, that's
yeah, definitely.
it's got to be no lower than the cross member, I would think. Or yeah, a line from the bottom of the cross member to the back panel of the car.
Yep.
Which would be your rear splitter if you had one. So yeah, it's got to go a little bit higher. That's okay.
Yeah, start cutting.
That's really, really very encouraging.
Yeah.
Remember the inverter was here.
Yep, that's right. Right on
And
top.
if it's rolled up even more, it might even go
Sideways,
nicely
yeah.
there out of sight. Still get a nice bit of airflow.
Yeah, definitely. You could actually almost, depending, if we removed a lot of the floor, this could almost point the sky, because there's nothing really stopping us run that angle.
No, it's not structural. Yeah, I agree.
Up the top there, we've got
Heaps of space.
quite a bit of space, so
Yeah. But yes, the sway bars are immovable. But
I
great.
think it'll follow the shape well, because this sort of kicks.
Yeah.
It'll probably clear that sway bar, and yeah, I think it's going to work well.
If it goes fast enough, it can be the first of many MG-powered
That's it.
Porsches.
Someone's going to try it, you know.
We just have to find a way to remove any trace of MG or badging. So, you know, like on the dash or anywhere, so
Yeah.
nobody knows.
Okay, I've seen that dash maybe, but I don't know what it is.
Well, this box serves no purpose if it's only half there.
Yeah.
So I think the whole box should go, and whether you just want to go around there, or whether you want to take a bigger bite and take the whole thing up. We found this was a potential fail point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And this is the spare wheel well, and we won't be needing a spare wheel because I have 4 Space Savers Porsche wheels at home. I don't think anyone in their right mind's ever used one.
No.
You have good roadside assistance and keep a spare full-size wheel at home. You know, that's how it works.
Is it helpful for this process? Do we just, like, you know, take a big chunk out as well? Just because we'll be spending a lot of time, once this is built under it and bolted in,
Yeah.
then like up and down, up and down.
Yeah. We need all the space we can get. We've got the inverter.
Yep.
We've got the charger. Remember, the charger's going up to the fuel flap here.
That's right.
So that hopefully we'll use that for all the charger stuff, which will come in here. So there'll be the whole charger, the DC to DC converter.
Yep.
And of course the high voltage leads are going to run the entire length up through the tunnel to the battery pack in the front. So the more weight we put in the back, the better. So look, we need space. Anything that's not structural and not required should go. So at the very least, this has got to go, and probably right up to this level. We do need this little bit relieved here. This is important, I think. So we don't do
It
that.
looks like this surface here,
Yeah,
back, like, you know, keep that lip there.
yeah.
But sort of this here, you can see that's
from
just
that.
pressed steel. You know, not go too nuts, but we may end up doing it more, but once you take it away, you can't just add it back. So, but we still need it, because if we can get this almost for diff clearance to the ground, pushing it right up, this could almost be in the cabin, you know?
Yeah.
Or a bit of it anyway.
Yeah. That's
because if we get better clearance and better shaft angles, because we
Roll
can't
up.
control where these are.
Yep.
That point there at the axle's fixed. We can't move that. And
If we need to, we can put skinnier springs on, as you've
Yeah.
suggested, get
Yeah.
them made up. If they need to be smaller in diameter, because as you say, these are 5-inch perches, are they? And
yeah,
you
about
could
5-inch. Yeah.
So you could go to 2s or 3s or something.
Yep. So we get a bit of clearance.
If we
So
had to.
So say this angle here went back. Yeah.
Yeah, and it failed.
It's hitting straight there on the spring.
Yeah, if that failed, yeah,
But-
you could put a smaller spring on.
We can spring it, but it looks like it might be all right.
So I won't be sorry to say goodbye to the old battery box there. Don't need that. But this is our new workroom. We need space, so there's my cutter.
That's it.
80 amps of pure fury.
Hopefully we can. It doesn't like the
Doesn't make the sound deadening.
no, too much.
You want to go from below?
Well, I'll be blowing molten sparks and it'll wreck the trim instantly. So we'll have to grind it. We'll have to grind it.
Unless I take the trims out.
Okay. Cut those two remaining bits. That's it. That's it. Cut.
Wow. But what a good space we've got now. So much room to work from above
We can just trim all this now.
if we need to.
Yep. So,
You know, we're going to put the motor back now and see how it sits.
yeah, I'd say let's trim, like, we're not going to leave that edge there anyway.
No, righto.
Let's just get close to it, you know?
I like it. Will we ever get the smell out of the leather? Not
So
bad.
that's about dead in the centre there.
Yeah.
You can come up a touch more. So that's just touching the sway bar now.
Okay, close to the sway bar. But it can rotate. What are you thinking, champion?
Yeah, we just need to make a jig now to rotate that higher.
Yeah.
And I reckon we'll get all the clearance we need there. I think it'll work. We'll have heaps of clearance here and we'll clear the sway bar.
Yeah.
I need to get some wood because it's a bit risky having it
Yeah.
just strapped to metal.
Yep.
So, yeah, next is just cut bits of wood and we'll add a bit. Can we go higher? Can we go higher? Okay, too high. It's got to hit, or we're going to actually start rotating the shafts away from the box.
So much space.
Yeah. So,
I mean, that can, if that rotated another 90 degrees round
yeah, that's it.
anti-clockwise, so it was kind of like that, as it were.
Yeah,
That'd help. Okay.
for sure. That'll work. So we've got heaps of, heaps of, and I think the shape of it actually wants to be, like the way it's going to fit with our clearance, it's got to want to be rotated more. But if we do rotate this another 70 degrees, roughly this here is going to be, you know,
Yep.
this here. That was never even bolted to anything. There's no witness marks, there's no thread inside it.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it was never bolted to anything. Like that can come off, and we've literally got the most slim part, we can just go straight across there.
Mm-hmm.
These bolts will be very close to these original gearbox mounts, so
Yeah.
potentially we could utilize quite a few of these. This is good structure,
Oh yeah.
so we could build a mount off this. You know, we've still got 2 flat bits, even if we don't use these mounts.
That was always the intention to,
Yeah.
to use these points.
The best part is these drive shafts, I think.
Yeah. Because it's such a symmetrical shape, you know, no matter how you turn it, you know, it's the same radius there all the way around. So we can actually get our optimal angle, so long as, yeah, it'll work.
It'll work. It'll be a good fit, actually.
Okay. You're excited, aren't you?
Yeah, it's good. Like once we get this bolted in, then we don't know where anything goes until this is fitted.
Yeah.
And then the inverter, you go, where's this wire going?
Why don't we put the inverter back exactly where it was?
Yeah.
And it'll be flat. It's interesting because it ran flat like this.
Yeah.
But now it'll be vertical.
Yes.
And I don't, you know, it's got a cooling system through it.
Yep.
So I don't know the implications of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Like anything. Nothing, you don't ever go, oh, it's perfect, and never has a drama.
Yeah.
Once we get this in the battery box in, it's just fill the blanks in and
So,
scratch our head. It sounds simple, but
that
yeah.
wiring loom is going to be monumental.
Oh yeah,
job.
it is.
But that's on me, not you.
So, but it's all doable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hopefully there should be very little cutting and soldering, you know.
Oh, there'll be a lot. But remember, everything that was in the front of that car is now coming in the back, or most of it.
We'll pull the trims off. We'll just jam the wiring in there and put the trims back on and go, it's all good. It fits.
As I said earlier in one of the episodes, you need to have an optimist on the team. Me, I wake up in the middle of the night going, where did I put that part?
It'll work. Yeah,
Whereas he goes, it'll work.
It's bit by bit. The wiring's going to be a pain. We know it. That's it.
That's my job.
That's it.
Well, thanks for watching today's episode. That's it. See you next time. It's been emotional, hasn't it? Okay, Maddie. That's the rear motor sorted. Now we need the second one to go in the front.
This is it. 4-wheel drive. Isn't that the plan?
Yeah, nah, that's not going to happen. Sorry. One motor only. It'd be nice though.